Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aries collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for the Rams in early March as we get very close to birthday season? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself, and at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries the Ram. What's going on here? What do you got for us? And yeah, I always love this time of year. I'm a little biased. You know, I love the spring, at least in the northern hemisphere. Okay, this card, I don't want anyone to get concerned about it because the symbolism and the imagery are like, uh-oh, Red Riding Hood, we got the wolf staring her down. And to me, this could just be about focus, like where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your attention and intention. It doesn't have to be danger, danger, danger. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, I already mentioned the illustration we got going on here. Red Riding Hood, she's walking down a path in the midst of the woods. We got the big bad wolf staring her down. Now, sure, when you see this, it could represent eyes being on you, someone paying attention to you. And we'll see if themes like that show up within the reading itself, where it's like, I'm being watched, I'm being analyzed. There's a certain scrutiny to this. But I never go full-blown red alarm when this card shows up, where it's like danger, danger, danger. For some of you, it could be about where you're putting your attention. I already mentioned that, right? Because this does give me kind of like King of Wands vibes, where it's like, am I paying too much attention to this? Am I not paying enough attention to that? So Spirit might just want you to analyze where you're putting your focus in this time. There could be someone or a situation that Spirit wants you to keep an eye on as well. That's another thing with this, where it's like, all right, even if it's not something that's too wild, it's like it's worth keeping an eye on. So we're going to let that chill right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Aries gang. What do we got in early March? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was centered more around communication last week. The reading was titled A Serious Talk. And when I get a vibe like that, either it's a topic that needs some serious discussion, maybe a situation popped up where it needs to be addressed, that was a big vibe, or someone really wanted to get a hold of you. So just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Aries gang. What do we got in early March, please? Thank you. Hey, we got our good friend here, the King of Cups, a.k.a. Kyle of Cups himself without a beard. He has his little goblet. He's chilling out. He's relaxed. Normally, I always think this is a really good sign whenever we see our good pal here, but let's keep it moving. Let's see what else comes out. Usually that's pretty good. And I remember I was already saying I was getting King of Wands vibes. Oh, all right, we got a lot of strong water energy here, Aries. We got the Tower. Don't get all freaked out about that. Especially with the King of Cups right next to it. It's not really concerning me at this point. But let's get another. What do we got for Aries gang, please? Cool. All right. Yeah, so the energy is super intense. I love the way the elements play off of each other. So we got the 3 of Pentacles right here on the back end. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, for those of you that watch on a regular basis, you know I always love to analyze the elements because it's important. It tells us how the energy is flowing or the areas of life that could be highlighted in this time. And we have water and earth. With the King of Cups, the Tower, even though it looks like fire and brimstone, that's technically water energy, and the earth here on the back. Now, when it comes to water, that's more so the inner world, the emotional realm, matters of the heart. I always say it could represent things or people that we care a great deal for, or situations that we're emotionally invested or emotionally tied into. Water energy could tie in with creativity as well. So, any form of expression, artistic expression, being creative and thinking outside of the box with problems and stuff like that, too. That could be great when it comes to water. The only downside to water energy is if we're talking about someone's emotional state, it could be a little unpredictable. Remember, water is always moving, it's always waxing and waning, in and out, high tide, low tide. So we just need to see, like, is this hard to pin down? There is a certain intensity here, but with the king in the front, I like it. And then earth on the back end. Now, that's more so earthly matters, the world around us. Earth represents feelings of security, stability. It could represent work, business, money, anything financial. It could be home and family. So, again, the world around us. The downside with earth energy is sometimes it's not pliable enough. It doesn't move enough. So, it's like we have this energy that moves a little too much and this one that doesn't move quite enough. But the thing I always love is water and earth always combine for abundance to me because they kind of make up for each other's weaknesses. So, and even with the way the energy seems to be flowing, it's like cool, chill, super, super intense, back to chill. So it's like this little up and down. So if there are any warnings or problems, they could be like very quick, or it could be something that's easily fixed. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got our good pal, the King of Cups. Now, for some of you, this could be a water sign you're connected to. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Maybe you have some water sign placements as well. I know I have Aries and water sign. But the king, as with all kings, can represent control of their respective suit. And we just kind of went in depth about what water represents: emotional investment, matters of the heart, partnerships, creativity. So when I see the King of Cups, it's like, okay, cool, I'm feeling it right. There's a certain neutrality to this. Now, for some of you, if you are going through some difficulties or some ups and downs, the King of Cups is like, all right, I'm steering this ship. I'm getting through this storm. So I like that it seems to have a handle on the energy. I'm picking that up intuitively. King of Cups can represent the fullest expression of emotion, the fullest expression of love. It often shows up in love readings. So if it's someone or something you care deeply for, the King of Cups, it makes sense because it's a full expression. Now, what might be the downside of the King of Cups? All that good stuff I was just saying can flip on its head. Sometimes it could be emotionally uncontrollable. So whether it's things or feelings that you can't help but feel, and emotions could be like that sometimes. Maybe you're just a little more, where someone is a little more emotional than they usually are, sentimental, a little tender when we have the King of Cups in reverse. But the energy can get a little wild, and this is also one of the cards of partying it up too. So watch out for that. In the center, we have the Tower. People get all freaked out by the tower. I always say not every tower is a bad tower. Yes, it looks like fire and brimstone. As far as zodiac signs go, this does connect to Scorpio. So again, if you have Scorpio placements or you're connected to one, this tower could just represent it. But the overarching theme with the tower, I'm sure a lot of you can guess it, it represents shock. Something coming at you hot or something happening very, very quickly. So whether it's a situation, whether it's an action, whether it's a feeling or an emotion, the tower just boop, it pops in out of nowhere. So we do want to look at this and see what type of tower are we looking at. Even though it's water, yes, there could be a volatility and an explosiveness to this. But again, sometimes good towers happen. And with the surrounding energy, if we are seeing a situation or a problem or something that we're being warned about, the fact that we have the King of Cups right next to it kind of keeps the energy on track. And then even here on the back end, as we move into the Three of Pentacles, it's like these energies are softening this tower. It's like we got it under control. Now, the Three of Pentacles can sometimes deal with the people around you, as with all threes. Like it's not a singular card, it's not a partnership card, so it can represent groups. So think of family, family members, co-workers, people you work for, people you work with. So it could be any sort of group dynamic that we're looking at. I always say this is a card of teamwork. So teamwork makes the dream work. This is also a card of assistance, whether you need assistance with something or whether you're giving it. Both of them could apply. It's very creative. It's extremely artisanal. So there is also this energy, like with the King and the Three of Pentacles, channeling some really deep energy into a creative pursuit. For some of you, that could bring a lot of rewards. The downside to the Three of Pentacles, it could represent a person that is very difficult to work with. Okay, someone that doesn't work too well with others. So we're going to need to keep an eye as we get towards the back end. I mean, the whole thing, I'm getting a lot of other people here too. So let's go through, and I really want to dive deeper on it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on our good friend here, Mr. King of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, King of Cups time. Why is the king here? King of Cups. Thank you. I mean, we're at least starting from a really, really good place, my friend. So we have the Nine of Cups in the upright underneath the King of Cups. You can't get much better than this. And I always say, like, to me, this card, especially this combination, it's open, it's welcoming, it's chilling, it's neutral. The energy seems to be flowing. So there's something here of someone either being in flow or getting into the flow state that I really love. When I see the Nine of Cups, to me, that's a huge card of wins, victories, blessings, and triumph. So when I see it under the King of Cups, this energy is it's very happy, it's very content. So I hope that's an energy you're in, and I hope that's an energy that's coming your way, because it's like, yeah, no, I'm good. So I love this. This is very, very claimable. Now, I do say this, there is this propensity to cut loose a little too much, like with both of these cards combined. The downside is like it can party it up, or it can enjoy things a little too much. So if there is a warning here, it's about, all right, moderation, keeping it even keeled with something where it's like, yeah, this is great, this feels great, this looks great, but don't go overboard. So there's something here, and I don't want to call them boundaries, but limits, if that makes sense. But if we just put that energy to the side, I mean, you don't get much better than this, the wish fulfillment. So there could be a certain area of life or something that you've been working towards or wanting where it's like, I got it. I did it. There's a certain sense of accomplishment I'm picking up here, or contentment, which is beautiful. So we're just going to keep moving. Because again, this is where we're starting. It's at least in a really great place. We'll see what happens after we get to all this action. So I love that. Let's go in on the tower. Let's see what's happening. So why is the tower here for Aries, gang? Is it a good one? Is it a rough one? I feel like either way, whatever this tower is, it's easily overcome. Super, super intense. All right, now if this is tied into the wind energy, it's one that just comes in completely out of the blue or much faster than expected. So we have the high priestess in the upright underneath the tower. The interesting thing about both of these, they're shielded, they're guarded, and then boom, everything happens all at once. So for a lot of Aries, there could be certain things you've been manifesting, creating, where it's like might have been quiet for a while, and then boom, everything just happens all at once. I really want to see what happens when we get over here, because if we're just linking this to the wind-based energy, this is like a shocking win or victory, or one that's just completely out of the blue. Now, the High Priestess, she does tie to Pisces. We're currently in Pisces season. If you're connected to Pisces, could be them right here. But I always say, if we, simplify her energy, it's just quiet, silent. She's a holder of sacred knowledge. So she's very similar to the moon to me, where she could just represent the unexpected, the surprising, the secret. Uh, but the surrounding energy just looks great. So again, if there is a tower moment, if there is an issue or something that pops in that's not ideal, to me, I feel like it's easily workable, or there's just an energy where it's like, all right, that wasn't as bad as I thought, or I got through that much easier than I thought they would. But I do feel like for a lot of Aries in this time, this unexpected, shocking type of energy could be tied into this win, which I think is great. I think it's very much claimable here. Tons of water sign energy. We have all the water signs present, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. But we're going to keep moving. We'll see what's up with the Three of Pentacles, because if that shows up good, that tells me for sure that this tower is great. So let's see what's going on with the three. Let's see what's happening with the Three of Pentacles. And we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Three of Pentacles here? Yeah, to me, it's like, get ready for it, Aries. Get ready for this. It's intense, and it's like everything at once. Everything at once. I don't know why I'm feeling it that way. But let's see what's up with the Three of Pentacles. I know a lot of you wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I mean, Ace of Wands. And it's like, yeah, let's keep it going. So aces, they represent offers, opportunities. They're huge when it comes to communication and conversation. There's this certain motivated type of energy. So if any of you have been feeling a little down energetically or a little low, just the way the energy builds, there's a stabilization and then there's an increase. Aries, I really like this reading for us this week. I really do. And I'm not just being biased about it. Like the way it all builds together is really nice. So, again, if there are any issues or problems or things that you're dealing with, yes, of course, you want to take them seriously. They're important. But the surrounding energy tells me that, okay, it will be conquered. There is something that is conquerable. And it's like, all right, no, we solved that pretty quick. Now, back to this other message. Yeah, Ace of Wands with the Three of Pentacles. Someone might seek you out. That's another thing I'm picking up. Like with the Three of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, it's like someone seeking you out. So take that for whatever it's worth. Very possible you might hear from certain individuals you haven't heard from in a while. But there's a certain magnetism I'm picking up where it's like things are seeking you out and coming to you. So I really like that. Um, if we are talking conversation, to me, it's just motivation too. So I love the reading this week, Aries. I do. I mean, as we get closer and closer to Aries season, this is just beautiful the way this all seems to have come together. And the thing with the aces, it's new, it's fresh, it's very similar to the tower. They both carry the similar energy, but this is a little less. So offers opportunities, new energy coming in. There's a certain revitalized vibe. So we got wins, we got victories, we got new stuff, we got things popping up out of nowhere. Love it. So let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. If you kindly look in the box, intriguing mixture of stuff this week, but we started off real strong with the King of Cups and the Nine of Cups in the upright here. Beautiful. It's happy. It's content. The only thing I said is just uh, boundaries or just limits with something where like this energy, it's having a good time, but it could have too good of a time. Not saying the two, it could be someone around you that might be living it up a little too much. But if we put that to the side, yeah, this is a winner victory and it's happy, it's content. It's like, yeah, I'm cool. Now, for some of you, when you get into this content energy, boom, even more comes in because we have the tower with the high priestess in the upright. This is like a shocking winner victory where it seems like everything all at once. It's just super intense. So I'm not sure what you've been manifesting. I'm not sure what you're bringing your way, but it feels super intense. Shocking winner victory. On to the back end, we have the Three of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands continuing this good flow of energy. It feels fresh, revitalized, energy levels increasing. And I did say, like, for some areas, if this isn't something new and fresh, it's like someone seeking you out, whether for advice or seeking you out in one form or another. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got? What do we got for Aries? Thank you. Three of Wands. So yeah, there is this tie to manifesting still, and I think this is something that's been showing up for a few weeks now, specifically for Aries. Now, the Three of Wands, I'm going to give you the good shadow aspect, but I'm also going to give you the shadow side of it. And the Three of Wands, in its positive sense, it tells me that something is almost here, something that you've been creating, something that you've been working towards. In the positive sense, it's like, oh, it's just within reach. It's almost here. And that ties in almost exactly with what we've been picking up within the reading itself, especially if there's something you've been being very patient about. But the Three of Wands can also represent someone that doesn't feel like they're doing much, someone that might feel bored. And I always say this, especially when I talk to fellow Aries, we are results driven types of people normally, where if we feel like we're not moving forward, it's like we're moving backwards. Like we need to see results. So this energy can be a little dry sometimes where it's like, am I wasting my time here? So there could be thoughts like that for some Aries in this time. Am I wasting my time? Where are the results? Feeling stuck. But even with all that being said, all the stuff I saw within the reading this week, I really like it. You just got to let it flow. So, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's two simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.